It was the 1980s. Who the hell do you think was invading? Invasion U.S.A. This was voted for the most on my Facebook fan page, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. And if you want to be a part of the next movie I review, go to my Facebook fan page and vote either White Ghost or Blast Fighter, which will be on a poll on that page. It'll also be on Killer Flicks. The plot! Plot. Generic story is more like it. The plot for real, though. The Russians are coming in, and they're washing up on our shores in big old World War II tanker trucks, or whatever you call them. They besiege Florida. I think it's Florida, at least. Maybe it's all different parts of the world. Anyways, they come ashore, wreak havoc. Who's gonna stop them? Chuck Norris. That's right. We got characters in this movie, believe it or not, besides Chuck Norris, who is a one-man army. We have a reporter woman, a couple of useless cops, bad guys. Well, to be fair, Richard Lynch is a great bad guy, and Billy Drago from Tremors 4: The Legend Begins also has a cameo in this movie. Quick, but effective. The acting is really good from everyone, except for Chuck Norris, who says a few lines and kicks some ass, then takes his paycheck and goes home. His one-liner is great, though. It's time to die. And then when he sneaks up behind the main bad guy, it's time. Anyways, Chuck Norris, his name is Matt Hunter. Don't you just love the 80s, where the names of the bad guys, or good guys, would have something to do with what their role is in the movie? I love it. Richard Lynch, as I said before, is a great bad guy. He is intimidating, a force to be reckoned with, and when you're doing cocaine next to him, you better watch your straw, because he'll shove it right up your freaking nose. He does that. Kind of. He just... and then he'll shoot someone's balls off when he feels like it. Anyways, this was directed by Joseph Zito, who also directed The Prowler, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, and a Chuck Norris movie called Missing in Action, which also came out by Canon Films. This is a Canon film. The camera work is actually really good. Joseph Zito has interesting shots, like where he has a crane go above and shoots overhead of Melissa Prophet as she picks up a flyer and scrolls down to her. It's a really cool shot. And how could you go wrong with a movie with a poster like this? Just to look at it. Relish in it. I like it. This film cost around $10 to $12 million to make. It didn't do so well at the box office, surprisingly, only making like 17 million or 17.5. And that makes me wish there was a sequel with Matt Hunter returning. But there wasn't ever a sequel to Invasion U.S.A. There's a quick pace to this movie. It runs for an hour and 47 minutes, never lets up. There are some parts that go a little bit slow, like when the guy goes to recruit Matt Hunter, and he stumbles around in the dark in his cabin, but before that he's rowing up to the place. It takes forever, and then Chuck Norris just sneaks up behind him. It's like, come on, you could have just done that in like a minute, not 5. The gore, the effects, there's some blood squibs. There's nothing too gnarly about this movie. There's tons of explosions, though. Gunplay is prominent, so it's like every 10 to 15 minutes we got gun action. The motion picture soundtrack, Jay Chataway, who also composed Maniac Cop 1 and 2, Silver Bullet, Missing in Action 1 and 3, and Red Scorpion, which was on my Facebook fan page pull against this one won, obviously. Anyways, Jay Chataway does a great job with the score here. I like the vroom vroom vroom. It's like, oh, Chuck Norris is coming. So yeah, this is a generic action movie, don't get me wrong. But it has awesome one-liners, action, music, and it runs at a fast pace. There isn't anything too special about this movie, it's just a lot of harmless fun. Overall, I give Invasion USA a 3 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Entertainment. Make sure to like my Twitter and Facebook fan pages in the description below to leave comments and subscribe.